Close your eyes, little one, and imagine a world spun from starlight and soft whispers. Tonight, we'll drift into a story where dreams are powerful, kindness is magic, and even the smallest heart can make the biggest difference. Are you ready to journey with me to a place where wishes truly glow? In a quiet, cozy village, nestled beside a sleepy river and beneath a sky dusted with twinkling stars, lived a little girl named Zoya. Her home was warm, filled with the scent of freshly baked bread and the soft hum of her mother's lullabies. Zoya was known throughout the village not just for her bright, curious eyes, but for her heart, which was as big and open as the night sky itself. Every evening, as the moon began its gentle climb, Zoya would snuggle deep under her favorite blanket, her mind already dancing with dreams. Oh, what wonderful dreams Zoya had! She imagined castles that floated on fluffy clouds, where friendly dragons offered warm hugs. She pictured forests where animals spoke in riddles and sang sweet songs. And sometimes, just sometimes, she dreamed of mountains made entirely of delicious, melty chocolate, waiting for her to take a tiny, happy bite. Her imagination was a boundless, sparkling ocean, and she loved to sail upon its waves each night. But one special night, as Zoya lay nestled in her bed, a soft, almost musical tap-tap-tap echoed from her window pane. It wasn't the sound of rain, nor the rustle of leaves. It was something much gentler, much more magical. Her heart gave a little flutter of curiosity. Slowly, carefully, she peeked out from under her blanket, her eyes wide with wonder. There, perched delicately on her windowsill, was a firefly. But this was no ordinary firefly. It glowed with a light so warm and golden it seemed to hold a tiny piece of the sun. And it was much, much larger than any firefly Zoya had ever seen, its light pulsing softly like a tiny beating heart. As Zoya watched, mesmerized, the firefly's light seemed to shimmer, and then a voice, soft as a breeze through silk, whispered her name. "Zoya!" the firefly whispered, its voice like the gentle chime of tiny bells. "The forest of whispering wishes needs your help." Zoya blinked, her mind trying to catch up with the magic unfolding before her. A talking firefly? And it knew her name? You know my name?" she whispered back, her voice barely a breath. The firefly's light pulsed with what seemed like a gentle smile. "Of course, I'm Lumi. The forest listens to every child's dreams, especially kind ones like yours, but something is wrong. The beautiful wish tree is losing its leaves, and with them, the magic of dreams is fading." Zoya, her heart now filled with a mix of wonder and a gentle urgency, pushed her window open just a crack. The cool night air, carrying the scent of dew and sleeping flowers, brushed against her cheek. "What can I do, Lumi?" she asked, her voice soft but determined. Lumi, the golden firefly, hovered closer, its light casting dancing shadows on her bedroom wall. "Come with me," it whispered, its voice full of gentle promise. Before Zoya could even think twice, Lumi swirled around her, not with a rush, but with a soft, golden embrace. A shower of tiny, sparkling lights enveloped her, tickling her nose and making her giggle softly. It felt like being wrapped in a warm, shimmering cloud. And then, as if by magic, Zoya felt herself growing smaller, smaller, until she was just the right size to fly alongside her new firefly friend. Her pajamas felt light as air, and her heart felt lighter still. Together, they soared out of her window, leaving her cozy room behind. They floated up into the vast velvet night sky, past fluffy, sleeping clouds that looked like giant cotton balls. They followed the shimmering trails of shooting stars, which winked at them like friendly eyes. The world below became a patchwork quilt of soft shadows and distant lights, It was the most breathtaking journey Zoya had ever imagined, a silent dance through the starry expanse until they reached a place more magical than any dream. They descended gently, like two dandelion seeds floating on the breeze, into the most enchanting forest Zoya had ever seen. It was called the Forest of Whispering Wishes, and it truly lived up to its name. The trees here weren't ordinary green. They shimmered with a soft, silvery light, their leaves rustling with tiny, musical whispers. Rivers flowed with water that glowed a gentle, calming blue, reflecting the starlight like 1,000 tiny mirrors. And everywhere, tiny, luminous creatures flitted about, singing the sweetest lullabies into the air, their voices like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. But as they drifted deeper, a quiet sadness seemed to settle over the forest. In the very center stood the magnificent wish tree. It was tall and ancient, its branches reaching towards the heavens like welcoming arms. Its trunk glowed with a soft, inner light, and usually its leaves sparkled like 1,000,000 tiny diamonds, each one holding a precious wish. But tonight, the diamonds were dim. Its beautiful leaves, once so vibrant, were now falling, one by one, drifting silently to the forest floor like tears. Each falling leaf seemed to carry a tiny sigh. As Zoya and Lumi landed softly on a bed of moss, a gentle spirit emerged from the glowing trunk of the wish tree. It was tall and graceful, made of shimmering light, with eyes as kind as the moon. Its voice was like the softest melody, full of ancient wisdom and a touch of sorrow. "Welcome, Zoya," the spirit said, its voice a comforting hum. "Every wish in this world, every hope, every dream is held within one of my leaves. But children have started forgetting how to dream with kindness. Many wishes have become selfish or angry or sad, and when wishes lose their pure light, the tree weakens and its leaves begin to fall." Zoya's heart ached to see the beautiful tree in such distress. She stepped forward, her tiny voice filled with a gentle resolve. "I can help," she declared, her eyes shining with determination. "Please, tell me what to do." The spirit smiled, a soft, hopeful glow spreading across its luminous face. "You must collect 3 lost wishes," it explained. "Good ones, pure ones, wishes that were born from kindness, friendship, and hope. They float around the forest, waiting to be found by a heart as true as yours." Lumi, ever the faithful guide, gently nudged Zoya forward. "Come, Zoya," it whispered, its light a beacon in the soft gloom. "The forest needs your gentle touch." And so, hand in tiny hand, Zoya and Lumi ventured deeper into the magical whispering woods, ready to find the lost wishes and bring back the sparkle to the wish tree. The air was filled with a quiet anticipation, and Zoya felt a warm glow in her chest, knowing she was on a very important mission. Their journey led them along a winding path, past trees that hummed soft tunes and flowers that glowed with gentle colors. Soon they reached a sparkling brook, its water gurgling a sleepy song. But as they drew closer, Zoya heard a tiny, distressed whimper. Her heart, always quick to feel for others, immediately felt a pang of concern. There, caught between 2 smooth grey stones at the edge of the brook, was a tiny baby fox. Its fur was soft and reddish-brown, and its big, innocent eyes looked up at them, filled with a quiet fear. It whimpered again, its little paw stuck fast. "Oh, Lumi!" Zoya exclaimed, her voice filled with gentle urgency. "We have to help him. He looks so scared and lonely." Without a moment's hesitation, Zoya knelt beside the brook. The water was cool and clear, reflecting her worried face. She carefully, gently, placed her tiny hands on the larger of the 2 stones. It was heavy, but Zoya, fueled by her kind heart, pushed with all her might. Slowly, with a soft thump, The stone shifted, freeing the little fox's paw. The baby fox, no longer trapped, shook its paw and then looked up at Zoya with wide, grateful eyes. It gave a happy little yip and then, with a flick of its bushy tail, scampered off into the undergrowth, safe and free. As the fox disappeared, a tiny, shimmering seed, glowing with a soft, warm light, floated up from where the stone had been. It spun gently in the air, radiating a feeling of pure, selfless care. "That's the first wish," Lumi whispered, its light pulsing with approval. "A child once wished for all animals to feel safe and loved. Your kindness has awakened it." Zoya reached out, her fingers soft and careful, and caught the glowing seed. It felt warm and comforting in her palm, a tiny beacon of pure kindness. With the first wish safely tucked away, Zoya and Lumi continued their gentle journey. They walked through fields of glowing moon petals and under archways of shimmering vines. Soon they arrived at a small, grassy hill where the air felt a little grumpy. Above them, two fluffy white clouds were bumping into each other, not playfully, but with little rumbles of thunder. Their edges looked ruffled, and they seemed to be pouting, their shapes twisting into unhappy frowns. "Oh dear," Lumi sighed softly. "Those two used to be the best of friends. They would float together, making beautiful shapes in the sky. But they had a little disagreement, and now they've forgotten how to be kind to each other." Zoya looked up at the bickering clouds, her brow furrowed with a gentle concern. She knew how important friends were. "Maybe they just forgot how much they love being together," she whispered, her voice full of understanding. "Sometimes even the best of friends need a little reminder." Zoya looked around the hill. Growing nearby were patches of wild rainbow flowers, their petals shimmering with all the colors of the spectrum. She carefully picked two of the most vibrant ones, their soft petals feeling like velvet against her skin. Then she held one up towards each cloud. "Here," she called out softly, her voice carrying on the gentle breeze. "A gift for each of you. Remember how much fun you used to have?" The clouds, surprised by her gentle voice and the beautiful flowers, paused their rumbling. They looked at the flowers, then at each other. Slowly, their grumpy shapes softened. A tiny giggle, like the sound of raindrops on leaves, escaped from one cloud, then another. They drifted closer, touching edges, and then with a happy rumble they hugged, their fluffy forms merging into one big, joyful cloud. As the two clouds embraced, a second glowing seed appeared between them, shimmering with a soft, joyful light. It radiated warmth and connection, a feeling of belonging. "The wish for friendship," Zoya whispered, her heart swelling with happiness. She carefully placed it next to the first wish, feeling the combined warmth of kindness and friendship in her hand. Their quest for wishes led them deeper still, to a part of the forest where the trees grew taller and the light was softer, almost like twilight. They found themselves at the entrance of a dark, quiet cave. It wasn't scary, but rather peaceful, lit only by a single, magnificent crystal that pulsed with a gentle, inner glow in the center. Inside, sitting sadly beside the crystal, was a tiny, trembling star. Its light was dim, and it looked very, very lonely. "Oh, my dear," Lumi whispered, its own light dimming in sympathy. "This is a fallen star. It used to shine so brightly in the night sky." The little star looked up at them, its tiny points drooping. "I used to shine in the sky," it said, its voice a faint, sad twinkle. "But I fell when a child wished for hope, and I came down to help them find it. Now I've helped so many, but I've forgotten how to find my way back home. I feel so lost." Zoya's heart went out to the lonely star. She knew how it felt to sometimes feel a little lost, even in her own dreams. She gently reached out her hand, and the tiny star, with a hopeful flicker, took it. Its light brightened, just a little at her touch. "Don't worry," Zoya said softly, her voice full of gentle reassurance. "I'll guide you. You've helped so many. Now it's our turn to help you." She led the star carefully out of the quiet cave, back into the soft, open air of the forest. Outside, Zoya looked up at the vast, star-filled sky. She pointed towards the tallest, most majestic mountain in the distance, its peak touching the clouds. "Your home is up there," she whispered, her voice filled with quiet encouragement. "You just need a little push, a little belief." She took a deep, gentle breath, and then, with all the kindness and hope in her heart, she blew softly towards the star. The star, feeling the warmth of her breath and the strength of her belief, began to float upwards, slowly at first, then faster. It grew brighter and brighter, its light sparkling with renewed hope, until it twinkled joyfully in the sky once more, a beacon of light among its starry friends. As the star rejoined its celestial family, a third glowing seed drifted down from the heavens, shimmering with a brilliant golden light. It radiated a feeling of endless possibility, of strength in the face of darkness. This was the wish of hope. Zoya caught it gently, her heart filled with a quiet joy. Now, all three pure wishes were gathered, glowing softly in her hands. With the three precious wishes held carefully in her tiny hands, Zoya returned to the heart of the forest, where the ancient wish tree stood, its leaves still falling, but with a faint glimmer of hope in its luminous trunk. The gentle spirit of the tree watched her approach, its eyes filled with quiet anticipation. Zoya, with a deep sense of purpose, knelt at the roots of the magnificent tree. One by one, she gently placed the three glowing seeds, the wish of kindness, the wish of friendship, and the wish of hope, at its base. As the last seed touched the earth, a soft, shimmering warmth spread from her hands, flowing into the tree's roots. And then, something truly magical happened. The wish tree, which had been so sad and dim, suddenly lit up with a dazzling, breathtaking light. It wasn't a harsh light, but a soft, vibrant glow that pulsed with renewed life. Tiny buds appeared on its branches, swelling and bursting open into brand new leaves, sparkling like a million tiny diamonds, each one holding a pure, bright wish. The forest, which had been so quiet, now sang with joy. The silver trees shimmered brighter, the blue rivers glowed with renewed vigor, and the tiny creatures danced and chirped with happiness. The air filled with a sweet, fresh scent, like spring after a long winter. The gentle spirit of the tree, now radiant with joy, bowed its luminous head to Zoya. "You have saved the magic of dreams, little Zoya," it said, its voice now a beautiful, resonant melody. "From this night forward, every child who dreams with kindness, who wishes for friendship, and who holds hope in their heart will help this forest grow even brighter. Your pure heart has reminded us all of the true power of wishes." Lumi, the golden firefly, now glowing with pride, gently escorted Zoya back home. They soared through the night sky once more, the stars seeming to twinkle just for them. The journey back felt peaceful and serene, a soft descent from a world of magic to the quiet comfort of her bedroom. Lumi tucked Zoya safely into her bed, pulling her blanket up to her chin, just as the first soft rays of sunrise began to paint the sky with gentle hues of pink and gold. As Zoya drifted off to sleep, her heart full of warmth and wonder, she heard Lumi's soft whisper like a secret shared between friends. "Keep dreaming, Zoya. Dream with kindness, dream with friendship, dream with hope. The forest listens, and your dreams make the world a more beautiful place." And every night after that, Zoya's dreams were filled with even more wonder and magic. She knew that somewhere far away, the wish tree glowed a little brighter, its leaves sparkling with countless pure wishes, all because of her gentle heart. And as you close your eyes tonight, little one, remember Zoya's journey. Remember that your dreams, your kindness, and your hopes are powerful magic too. Now, as you snuggle deep into your own cozy bed, let your imagination take flight. What wonderful dreams will you dream tonight? Will they be filled with kindness, friendship, or hope? Remember, your dreams are precious, and your gentle heart can make the world a brighter place, just like Zoya's. Close your eyes, breathe softly, and let your own beautiful dreams begin. Sweet dreams, little one.